Let's be honest. Crying can feel like a moment of weakness. Your vision blurs, your face gets all blotchy, your breathing goes haywire, and you feel completely, utterly vulnerable. It feels like a system failure, a bug in our emotional software that exposes us right when we want to hide. But what if that's not a flaw in your design at all? What if it's a biological superpower that, as far as we can tell, no other animal on Earth ever developed? The last time you cried, whether from grief, joy, or pure frustration, your body did something extraordinary. And the reason why is one of the most surprising secrets of what it means to be human. Because as far as current science shows, we appear to be the only species that produces emotional tears. This isn't just about salty water. This is about a 200,000-year-old survival signal. So what's the deal? Why would evolution give us a signal that seems to scream, "I'm weak," to a world of potential threats? The answer will change how you see your own tears forever. First things first, not all tears are created equal. Your eyes are actually producing tears right now. We all are. Scientists have sorted them into 3 types, and 2 of them are just basic biological plumbing that we share with many other animals. First up, you have basal tears. Think of these as your eyes' 24/7 maintenance crew. They're constantly there, spreading a thin 3-layered film of water, oils, and mucus over your eyes with every blink. This film lubricates your eyes, keeps your vision clear, and even contains antibacterial stuff like lysozyme to fight off germs. It's essential hardware for most land animals with eyes that work in the open air. Second, you have reflex tears. This is your eye's emergency defense system. When you get smoke in your eyes or start chopping an onion, your brain sounds the alarm. Your tear glands go into overdrive, releasing a flood of watery tears designed to flush out the irritant. Again, nothing uniquely human here. If you've ever seen a cat get dust in its eye, you've seen reflex tears. Both of them have a purpose. And then there's the third kind, the one that so far appears to be uniquely human: emotional tears. These are the tears triggered by a feeling inside your head, not an onion or a speck of dust. They show up at moments of intense grief, profound joy, or overwhelming relief. And from an evolutionary standpoint, they're bizarre. They don't lubricate your eyes any better, they don't clear out debris. In fact, they do the opposite. They blur your vision and advertise your distress to anyone looking. Even Charles Darwin was stumped, calling emotional tears essentially purposeless. It looks like a huge evolutionary mistake, but it isn't. And to figure out why, scientists first had to look at what was inside the tears themselves. The first big clue came in the 1980s from a biochemist named Dr. William H. Fry II. He did something surprisingly simple. He collected emotional tears from volunteers watching sad movies and compared them to reflex tears from chopping onions, and he found they weren't the same. Frey's emotional tear samples contained higher concentrations of certain proteins and some stress-related hormones. This led to a compelling hypothesis. Maybe a good cry is literally your body flushing stress chemicals out of your system. He suggested the feeling of relief after crying wasn't just a metaphor, but a physiological process. It was a fascinating idea that's been widely cited for decades. However, the science has moved on. Researchers now point out that the amount of hormones excreted in tears is tiny, likely not enough to have a major effect on your body's chemistry. While the chemical differences are real, the toxin slushing theory is no longer the leading explanation for why we feel better after a cry. So if it's not about purging hormones, why does it have to be so visible? That question leads us to the real superpower of tears. It's not just about what it does for you, it's about what it does to everyone around you. This brings us to what is now the leading theory, championed by researchers like Dutch psychologist Professor Odd Vingerhoets. It reframes crying from a weakness into one of the most powerful social tools we have. The core idea is that the vulnerability of crying isn't the side effect, it's the entire point. Think about it. Crying blurs your vision. In a tense situation, that's a serious handicap. You can't see an attacker clearly, you can't aim, you can't defend yourself. By crying, you're sending a powerful and hard-to-fake signal that says, I am not a threat. I am lowering my defenses. I am helpless. Instead of inviting an attack, this display of vulnerability often does the opposite. It short-circuits aggression and triggers empathy in the person watching. This is backed by research. Lab studies consistently show that when you add tears to a picture of a face, people perceive that person as sadder, more in need of help, and are willing to offer support. Seeing tears seems to activate the social connection and empathy networks in our brains. This is why tears are seen as a relatively honest signal. Sure, some people can cry on command, but for most of us, it's very difficult to produce genuine emotional tears. That difficulty makes them a reliable sign of authentic feeling, cutting through social noise and telling others that what they're seeing is real. While a baby's wail is a loud distress signal for anyone in earshot, the silent tears of an adult often function as a narrowcast, an intimate signal for those closest to us. It's a language older than words, designed to strengthen social bonds. By letting someone see you cry, you're showing immense trust. In return, their instinct to comfort you forges a stronger connection. This ability to form deep, empathetic bonds was absolutely critical for our survival as a highly social species. So let's go back to the beginning. That feeling of weakness, of vulnerability when you cry. That's not a bug, it's a feature. In fact, it's one of the most uniquely human features we have. The leading science tells a compelling story. Crying is a sophisticated social tool. It's a powerful display of vulnerability designed to inhibit aggression, elicit empathy, and build the deep bonds of trust that have allowed our species to thrive. Other animals have distress calls, but the silent, visible tear seems to be ours alone. It's a direct, personal appeal for connection. So the next time you feel that lump in your throat and your eyes start to well up, remember what's actually happening. Your body isn't failing you. It's deploying one of the most advanced and successful social programs you possess. It's speaking a language more honest than words. A language that says, I'm overwhelmed, I'm vulnerable, I'm human, and I'm built to connect. What are your thoughts on this? Does this change how you view crying? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this fascinating, consider subscribing for more explorations into the science of who we are.